To the 2022 high school football opening game of the year. We've got the Longview Lobos, your Longview Lobos, taking on the McKinney Boyd Broncos. We are coming to you live from McKinney ISD Stadium. I'm Chuck Zach along with Tony Kirk, and finally the season opener is upon us.
Yeah, and for the second year in a row, they're our Longview Lobos. And
That's right. We're
excited to be here for a second season, and we appreciate all y'all joining us this evening on Longview Game Day.
We are here for the SCA Kickoff Classic. This is basically the recognizable start of the football season. We had a couple of games last night on Thursday, but for all intents and purposes, this is where the state recognizes the beginning of the season. And here come the Lobos running out for the 2022 version of John King's team.
Well, the Texas High School Coaches Association picked one game every year to kind of spotlight with their association. Tonight, or this year, they picked Lobos visiting here at McKinney Boyd.
I'll tell you what, and they picked the #1 ranked Lobos. Let's make sure we emphasize that. They are the top team in the state, according to those who do this kind of thing in 5A Division I. And Longview looks like they're up to the task of being the #1 team in the state.
Well, certainly, if you're looking for a star-studded team, they live up to it. They've got three really outstanding young players. One of them's a senior. They got two juniors that are just outstanding that all the Division I schools seem to be clamoring for.
And one of those is heading to the middle of the field right now. That is Jalen Hale. He, in about 3 weeks, will make a decision about his future for the next few years. Is it going to be something that's going to make Texas fans happy, or Alabama fans happy, or Georgia fans happy? Jalen has said those are his three that he's whittled his list down to, and on the 21st of September, he's supposed to be official with exactly where he intends to go. Out there with him, the other two captains, Tadarian Boone, he's wearing number 4 this season, and number 7 is Frederick Hawkins.
Yeah, you point out a different number. Several of the stars of the Lobos decided to go with a different number this year. So if we make a mistake early, forgive us. We'll get it figured out by the halftime. But several of these big names have said, hey, we'd like a different jersey number this year.
Well, you get the seniors out of the way, and some single-digit numbers start opening up. And so one of those, of course, was the number 4. And Tadarian, who was 11 last year, takes the number 4, and see if he can wear that proudly and do well with it. And they're down at the center. They're out there with the official. The referee is Ben Taylor for tonight's game. And we're getting the signal from the referee about exactly how the coin toss went. Looks like the Broncos won the flip, and they're going to take the football to start. So the Lobo defense is going to be on the field first tonight for John King's team. This is the 19th season for Coach King, and this is one of the weird anomalies about the King's coaching career here. They're very good, obviously. He's got a record of 197-43, but on this day, on opening day, a 9-9 record. And by the way, I'm going to credit that. Lobo Fan 07 is the man who puts together a lot of the stuff. If you're a Lobo fan, he's historian extraordinaire. And the Lobos are 9-9 on opening day.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that just like this year, and last year's we saw, Coach King looks for a heavyweight in week 1. He doesn't look for a cream puff in week 1. He understands, and particularly this year with only three non-district ball games, you got to get ready for East Texas football.
Well, I think if you're a Lobo fan, you're happy to not see Denton Ryan for a change. They got 3 shots at Denton Ryan the last 2 years, came away 0-3 in those games, and are hoping to start off without an L, and at least without Denton Ryan's name anywhere near you. You want to see him in the playoffs? Well, we don't want to see him to start the season, and this year we're not going to.
Well, hopefully week 1's all about the Rocky now, and Longview, what a great way to get it started. If they could come up here to the Metroplex against a big school and take away a victory and take it back home to East Texas.
McKinney Boyd Broncos are a 6A team. They're in 5-6A, and their head coach is Daniel Foster. We talk about the experience of John King. We have the newness of head coach Daniel Foster, who has 0 decisions to his resume so far. He became the head coach this past season when their previous coach retired. That was Joe McBride. He had led the team for the last 3 seasons and decided that was enough. He had been an offensive coordinator, and he hands it off to Foster, who was his offensive coordinator. Tell you what, national anthem's coming. We're going to be quiet, and we'll come right back for the starting lineup here in just a minute. Here on Longview Game Day.
Performs our national anthem. The Boyd Bronco Band is under the direction of Mr. Travis Treadwell. Please join us in the singing of our national anthem.
Special announcement about something.
Hello, I'm Mckinney, Superintendent, and I want to welcome everyone in attendance tonight to the pride of Mckinney ISD, our beautiful state.
All right, as we get going, by the way, on the screen you are seeing the Longview Orthopedic Star Foundation Student Athletes of the Week. They are Riley Lusk, a volleyball, softball cheerleader from Sabine High School, partnered with All-Star Ford, and Zane Schumacher from Carthage, where he's a baseball and football player, partnered with Sky Pine Roofing. So we start with that to begin tonight, and the Longview Lobos will be on defense to begin things, so we'll give you the starting lineups on that side of the ball. Longview's going to line up like this. Billy Smith's going to be at one defensive end, the 6-foot, 215-pound junior. Omarion Watkins is the nose tackle. He's 5'11", 249. He's a senior. Senior Jordan Wright's the other end, 5'11", 180. Linebackers are Jeremiah Rugely, the 6'1", 225-pound senior. Caden Brooks, a 5'10", 190-pound senior. Tadarian Boone, he's a 5'8", 165-pound senior. And Chase Smith, 170-pound junior, he's 5'10". Secondary, Jacavon Curry, Jaden Simmons are the corners. Willie Nelson and Buda Garrett are the safeties for the Lobos. Michael Fields to tee up the football at the 35, 40-yard line, and we are looking dead into the sun, so you're going to bear with us a little bit for about 15 minutes. There's the kick, and the 2022 season is underway. This is going to come down to about the 5-yard line, grabbed up there by Sheldon King, the tailback. He's going to get outside the 15, and that's about all she wrote as the Lobos get him down at the 16-yard line, and that's where the offense for the Broncos will begin.
Nice deep quadrant kick that time by Fields. He hung it up there, allowed his team to get downfield, cover the kick, and poor field position for the Broncos to start out tonight.
All right, the offense for the Broncos, Kyle Zimmerman, Bryce Wooten, Joey Dixon, Colton Madigan, and Braylon Dickerson are the offensive linemen. Tyler Walls are tight end. Jonathan Patterson, Caleb Hensley are their receivers. Peter Brose also is a slot guy. Sheldon King's the tailback, and Ryan Shackleton, a senior, number 13, is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun to begin things, and on first down, he's throwing the football, and it's complete to Brose out across the 35. He drags a defender with him out to the 40-yard line for a gain of about 23 and a first down.
Jaden Simmons, the junior, had an outstanding sophomore year last year, but that time they ran the slant right in front of him. Didn't get a lot of safety help, and that picks up a big first down, and now the field position is much better.
First down at the 40-yard line. Again, a gain of 23 on that first down play. And back to pass, Shackleton again. This time, nope, handoff inside. That's King. Breaks one to the outside, gets across the 50, and down to the 47, almost the 46-yard of the Lobos for a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, Boone had a shot at him at the line of scrimmage, just missed him, and he got to the outside and was able to pick up another first down. And so early on, the Broncos are executing crisp, and right now the Lobos need to stop this.
Yeah, so at the 46-yard line, it'll be first down for the Broncos. 3 receivers left. And again, we're going to hand off to King, sweeping to his right, and he gets knocked down just across the 45-yard line in there on the tackle for Longview.
Looked like
Number
Billy
9
Smith.
Jaden Simmons is actually the guy that knocked him to the ground along with Smith.
Yeah, so 9 and 99 combined to bring him down. And for the first time, the down and distance looks a little better for the Lobos.
All right, so it brings up 2nd down and 8 now at the 44-yard line.
Free play.
Pass, Shackleton looking deep. He's got a man that breaks through 2 defenders and can't come up with it at the goal line as they've gotten behind the Lobo defense, but flag down back of the line of scrimmage. It looks like it'll be 5 on Longview.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Lobos were in the neutral zone at the snap. That time, Jeremiah Rugley had jumped and looked like for a moment he'd have time to get back across the line of scrimmage. Did not do so. So all of a sudden, 2nd and 8 turns into 2nd and 3.
Ball moved up to the 39-yard line. So a little different chance here for the Broncos. Shackleton last year, this is his 3rd year as a starter for Mckinney Boyd. Last season threw for 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2,024 yards total passing.
A lot on his plate right now. He can choose either run or throw here, or the coaches can, because it's 2nd and short.
All right, on 2nd down. Boy, we're looking straight into the sun right now. Tough view at the moment. Shackleton back to pass, couple step drop, hit as he throws it. Ball floats up there, up for grabs, caught by the Lobos. It's going to be down at the 2-yard line. Jacavon Curry comes up with the interception, and the Lobos get a turnover on the first series of the game.
Well, it all starts with Watkins getting into the backfield and wreaking havoc. Shackleton never got his feet set. He had a big number 96 right in his face, and so with 10:13 to go here in the first quarter, Lobos get their first touch of the game.
It really was all about the pressure, and they'll mark this down at the Longview 3-yard line.
Turns out it'd be a pretty good punt, but when you have a drive going like the Broncos had going, this is a disappointing finish to the first drive.
So Lobos bent a little bit, did not break, and they go on offense now for the first time this season. It'll be 1st down inside the 5-yard line at the 3. And on the first play, we'll hand off to Taylor Tatum right up the middle, makes a couple of moves across the 10, down to about the 11, a gain of about 8 yards. Behind that offensive line of Jax Norman, Mongo Williams, Tavion Morgan, Jacoby Watts, and Martin Guerrero. Tatum, the 6-foot, 195-pound junior, I want to say goes for about 8 on the play. By the way, you don't see a clock. There's 9:50 left to play here in the first quarter. We'll try to keep on top of that as much as we can for you this evening since you can't see a clock. 2nd down and 2. Back to pass, Jordan Allen. That one's caught. Jalen Hale across the 20 to the 22-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Had it all set back that time. They got out of the eye. Allen was on his own out there, and it ran a little down and out and moves the sticks. That'll be a 1st down for the Lobos.
So first pass of the season for Jordan Allen, a completion to the very much sought-after Jalen Hale. Hale is looking for about 800 yards this season. That would give him the all-time yardage career record at Longview. We got a flag down before we get going.
Unfortunately, Jamerson Dersborg bobbled and lunged forward, and that's going to cause a 1st and 15 now. That's not what you want to be when you're a run-oriented offense like the Lobos.
All right, let's give you the rest of the offense. DK Reese, number 11's one of the wide receivers. We talked about Hale, number 8, he's the other. Angel Ramos will be the tight end. Elijah Johnson will play fullback tonight, and we said Taylor Tatum, and with all of them is Jordan Allen. We'll get to talking about him in just a second. 1st and 15, he's back to pass, throw a little bit high, but caught. That is Reese who catches it near the 20-yard line. They got back just about all the penalty yards, and it's going to bring up 2nd down in about 11.
Yeah, once again, they come out in the gun. They're not under center in the traditional Lobo I formation. And similar to the play they had run for the 1st down, another little down and out. Taylor Tatum checks back in. We remind everybody he's wearing number 2 this year. A year ago, he donned number 28 for his sophomore season, but he's going to number 2 here in his junior year.
All right, so it's 2nd down and 11 now. Clock at 8 minutes and 35 seconds here in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game if you're just coming on board. DK Reese splitting out wide to the left. Allen handing off, and boy, the defense all over Taylor Tatum. He had nowhere to go as a entire army of red jerseys get on him right at about the 18-yard line. That's a loss of 3, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 14. Looks like middle linebacker Creed Butler was the first one there, number 0.
Very traditional spread formation look. Tyler came back in. He's going to go back to the sideline now as they're going to bring in Frederick Hawkins. They'll probably go back to that spread formation once again. A little unusual for the Lobos. We saw some last year, but not a lot of it.
Frederick Hawkins is in. He's split out wide left. Back to pass. Allen looking middle of the field. Got him in. Hale caught at the 35. Splits defenders 40, 45-yard line, far side of the field. The 40, and they're not going to get him. All the way to the house. Jalen Hale. No flags behind him. Lobos up 6-0 with 7:35 to play on an 82-yard pass and catch from Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale for his 28th career touchdown reception.
Yeah, early hailstorm here at the big Mckinney Stadium, and I talk about a big-time player on a big-time stage. This is the crown jewel, as they like to call it, of high school stadiums. That was a Division I college move that time, as Hill caught the thing coming across the middle, split a couple of defenders after he bounced out, and just ran away from the defense.
Michael Fields on for the point after. Andrew Tutt the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 7-0 Lobos, 7:35 to play in the first quarter. We're going to take a break. You're here on Longview Game Day.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
Welcome back. McKinney ISD Stadium, Longview Lobos, 5 plays, 97 yards for the touchdown. They're up 7-0. Here's Fields' kick. This time a one-hopper. It's scooped up at the 30-yard line and not making it to the 35. Peter Broas, the slot man who got greeted rudely at the 34-yard line. And Longview goes back on defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was not watching the kicker on that play. I don't know if that was intended to try to catch the receiving team off balance, but it didn't really work. And after not very good field position on the opening kickoff, the Broncos start here in business on their own. Looks like 32, 33-yard line.
They're going to put it down at the 34, we'll say.
34.
So first down there. And the Broncos back on offense now. Ryan Shackleton, the quarterback. And he steps one back and then hands off to Sheldon King. Lobos saw something similar first possession, weren't fooled that time. Loss of 4 on the tackle. That is Caden Brooks. And it's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 32, almost the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Brooks was just spying that time from his linebacker position. He was in no hurry to go upfield. Just hung around and stayed at home, and when the wraparound handoff came about, he was just waiting on it.
All right, second down and 12. 7 minutes exactly to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Lobos with the lead.
A little smaller lineup as Drish steps in or on the field for defense for the Lobos.
Yeah, got some movement. Gonna have a free play again. They'll go deep with the pass. This one caught and across the 35-yard line. Looks like inbounds on the catch. And that's Caleb Hensley all the way down to the 33-yard line. So Lobos bobble defensively on one end and then give up the long pass play on the back end. And it'll be first down Broncos at the Lobo 33-yard line.
Shackleton, I think, saw the penalty and realized he had a free play, just aired it out, and he found his intended receiver and big play. And once again, the Broncos are back where they were earlier, about the time they threw the INT.
That's a 35-yard pass play, and it's first down Broncos at the Lobo 33-yard line. Hand off to King. No, they faked it. Pass instead on the slant. That's caught inside the 15-yard line and down to about the 10 on the catch that time. I believe that's Patterson. It is Jonathan Patterson with the catch. A senior gives it first down and 10 for the Broncos. Yeah, I'll probably call it first and goal right on the 10-yard line.
Tell you what, two nice plays back-to-back here out of the gun for the Broncos. Threw it right in between the linebacker and the safety. For a moment, looked like Caden Brooks is going to be able to get a fingertip on it as he leapt into the air, just was unable to do so.
That one good for 23 yards. So 58 in 2 pass plays, first down. They'll hand off to the fullback this time. Not much going there.
Well,
and it'll be second down and goal.
And I don't know if Coach is thinking about if he's got 4 downs to punch it in, or but either way, Foster very conservative on the first play in first and goal.
It's Andre Dawson on the carry, by the way. He's number 25, so he got no yards on the play. It'll be second down and goal.
Still in the spread offense, single back set.
5:40 left here in the quarter, 7-0 Lobos. Dawson stays in the game. And back to pass, rolling out a little bit is Shackleton, looking for some space. He's gonna run out of bounds. He's escorted over there by the Lobos number 3, Chase Smith, converted from safety last year down to linebacker, and with pretty good speed managed to keep Shackleton pinned up against the sideline for no gain. It'll be third down and goal.
Yeah, momentarily it looked like Smith was going to get caught inside. You talked about former safety. He showed some speed that time. Most outside linebackers aren't going to be able to recover that quick and regain containment, but that time Smith was able to do so. And so now it's third and, what are we calling that, 7?
Yeah, no, it's still a goal, third and goal.
I mean, how many yards for
They
the?
got nothing. They're at 10-yard line. Yeah, I know we're looking at that.
I was going to say, I've got a weird angle here. I'm seeing inside 10. We're going to get a timeout either way.
Yeah, so they'll stop the clock. 5:24 left to play in the quarter. 7-0 Lobos. It's McKinney Boyd that takes the timeout. So we'll stay here during the break, get a chance to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff and some of the folks. How about we give a shout out to the defensive coaches for the Lobos to start this first game of the year. John Barry, of course, is the defensive coordinator. Josh Rankin handles the safeties and the special team. Scott Hart's the linebackers coach. Brandon Bonds, the defensive line coach, and Pat House is responsible for the defensive backs. And of course, the trainers for the Lobos this year, Deidre Scotter, Jeanette Herrera, Justin Rivers joins the crew, and Alicia Simmons are all the trainers for Longview. Lobos next week are going to open the home part of the schedule against the old rival, the Marshall Mavericks. Marshall, by the way, is taking on Tyler tonight.
Tyler High?
Tyler High.
All right. Well, it is on the 10. I apologize. I am looking. We're about, I don't know, a dozen rows up or so here. We're not very high on the visitor side, and so when it's out of midfield, I can see it. When it goes out over here on the sideline, I'm a little confused about ball placement.
This Boyd team, we'll talk about it for a second when we have a break. 8-3 last year. Lost to Louisville, lost to Allen, and lost to Geyer. And that's pretty good.
Yeah, no shame in any of those losses.
The head coach retired. Daniel Foster becomes the head coach. He takes over a team. A lot of graduation. Pass on the way. That one dropped in the end zone. Right in the hands of Mr. Sure Willie Nelson. They moved him from corner to safety for that very kind of opportunity, and that one hit him right in the breadbasket, but there's a flag down back where the quarterback got
that
hit, 17.
May have been rough in the passer that time. Boone got into the backfield. Looked like it's going, no, maybe we're going to get a hold call. Looks like it's going to be a hold after all. But Boone got into the backfield, put a lot of pressure on Shackleton that time. I really think, knowing Willie Nelson, who loves to return punts and things like that, he was probably looking downfield already when that ball hit him in the breadbasket, and was probably thinking about a 100-yard return.
Now, you had a chance here to push him back 10 yards. Some of the Lobos said push him back, and Coach King said, no, it's fourth down now.
That's fourth down. Let's make them kick the football.
No pushing back. How about make him kick? And so Caleb Sembembwa is coming on to kick. His holder is Conley Clark. This is going to be a 27-yard field goal. It is through the uprights and good. And so the Broncos get a field goal out of a couple of really good pass plays and a drive that dies at the 10-yard line. But with 5 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter, it's a 7-3 ball game. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the kickoff here on Longview Game Day.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At R&J Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C. We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with R&J Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
All righty, 5:14 left to play in the quarter. 7-3 Longview. Lobos will get to receive a kick for the first time this season.
Yeah, it looks like Tatum's going to go back as the deep man, and Hale's going to be back there with him.
Yeah, they got a couple of legit return men who will go back deep. Let's see if Coach Foster feels lucky tonight, inclined to want to kick deep.
Well, those two guys that are back for the Lobos have more offers than a lot of schools get within a decade, and everybody in the country seems to want both of those young gentlemen to come play college football for them.
And maybe the up guys, Reese and Curry and Johnson, that get the action. Let's see. Here's Semebwa's kick, and now he's going deep. And he will get it into the end zone. Hale's going to let it bounce through. And the Lobos will come out to the 25-yard line with 5:14 left to play in the quarter.
Well, when you've got a weapon like that that can kick it 8 yards deep in the end zone, it takes those two guys out of it. Little surprised we saw so much passing in the first series from the Lobos, but I got to be honest, I thought Allen looked much improved over a year ago in his first opportunity to run this offense this early 2022 season.
Jordan's put on 20 pounds since we saw him last season. He's going 6 foot, 190 now, and he looks it. First down, 25-yard line. They'll go to the ground, hand off to Tatum, who gets out of a tackle or two and keeps trying to fight forward. You worry about getting tangled up in that, but he goes for about 5, and it's second down and about 5.
Well, I got to think the last 4 of those 5 were on his own. He seemed to be stopped about the 1 yard mark on the gain and then struggled and got out of it. He's going to check back out. Elijah Johnson's going to check in. We'll see if they go back to the spread here on 2nd and 5.
Second down and 5. 4:39 left to play in the quarter. 7-3 Lobos. Back to the spread. And we'll throw from there. Pass to Taven Wright. His first catch of the season across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 11 for Taven Wright.
Tell you what, when you stand next to Wright down on the field, as we did a couple times last year, really athletic-looking young man. He's got that little knot in his calf. He's tall, long arms. He's everything you want in a receiver, and he's the number 2 option on this team.
Well, he's actually slid down in the depth chart a little bit. He's actually maybe more like the number 3 option. They've really moved DK Reese up to that starting spot, but they interchange him so much. First down at the 41-yard line. A little rollout this time for Jordan. He's looking deep. That's Hale, single coverage. He goes up and kind of mistimes that a little bit. Back on the coverage with him was junior Christian Turner, but the pass is incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, I think it's going to take Hale a while to realize Jordan Allen's a stronger young man right now than he was a year ago, and particularly his arm. That's the play that Hale had to come back and make on several occasions a year ago, as Allen had a tendency to throw the deep ball a little short. That time he did not, and Hale was unable to make the correct adjustment.
All right, well, we'll shed the sunglasses. Sun getting down a little bit behind the press box. Second down and 10. Handoff. New tailback in for Longview. Number 20 is Kelvin Washington, the 5'7", 155-pound sophomore, who goes for 4 on his first carry.
3rd and 5. If you're wondering if it's 4-down territory yet, I don't know. I was around John King some last year. I hadn't figured out if he's a riverboat gambler or not yet.
Well, we're going to find out. Well, hopefully we're not. Hopefully they're just going to pick up the first down. We don't have to worry about it. Ball's at the 45. Washington comes out of the game on what will be a 3rd down and about 6. As Taylor Tatum checks back in. They broke the huddle, then went back into it.
Yeah,
Play clock's down to 6. 4, and they're going to. Yeah, they were okay until they broke the huddle and somebody wasn't clear on what was going on, and so they take the timeout. It comes with 3:10 left to play in the first quarter. 7-3 the lead. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in just a second on Longview Game Day.
Crunch has everything you need to find your mode. Come check out Crunch Fitness with a free guest pass.
House party? We got you covered. Office meeting? Come on, treat them right. Game day? You know we're here for it. Get your taco, nacho, or fajita bar today. Only at Juicy's Taco.
So much to discover on the Academy.
3:10 to play here in the first quarter. 7-3 Lobos with the lead. They'll reset things and try this again. DK Reese is splitting out left, Hale to the right on 3rd down and 6. Score operator's got us 3rd and 24. I don't think we're going to do that.
No, that's not what I'm seeing.
And they'll wave them live. Here we go. Allen going roll out, toss, Tatum with the catch in the backfield. He's across the 50 and gets escorted out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. And it'll be a first down for the Lobos.
Good looking play that time by Allen. He had the far side linebacker, number 0, over on the Broncos coming at him on a blitz. That was Creed Butler. Allen read it, tossed the ball just above his hands into the hands of his running back.
Tatum comes out. First down at the 46 of Mckinney Boyd. Well, handoff, flag down as this play got going. It's a carry up around the 40-yard line, but that doesn't look good. Elijah Johnson on the carry, but the flag came out quick.
Yeah, line judge, we'll see if somebody didn't get on the line or if somebody was offsides here.
And the official signals
motion.
Motion on the Lobos, so take away Elijah's gain of about 6 yards, and instead it's going to be 1st and 15 as the Lobos go back 5.
Bit of a maddening drive here for John King as Lobos continue to take a couple of steps forward then a step back. This is the second time they've had to start a series with a 1st and 15 on this drive.
Clock stops with 2:36 left here in the quarter. Again, we'll move some players around as Angel Ramos comes out of the game, the tight end. Hale's going to be in the slot this time, right far on the left. Hand off to Tatum up the middle. Got a seam, got the secondary, got slowed down at about the 40-yard line and gets taken down at the 30. On the tackle is number 11. That's Jake Park, the senior safety, who has to make the tackle, but not until a 19-yard gain for Taylor Tatum.
Yeah, that's that capital I formation. At times, they'll put Taylor Tatum 10, almost 12 yards back in that backfield. That's what happened that time. They gave him a lot of head of steam to get going that time, and first down.
And back to it, live action, right up the middle across the 25-yard line. And Elijah Johnson's going to go for about almost 9 yards before he's finally brought down.
I'll tell you what, that's that rare fullback carry in the I formation, but when you set it up with a play like you did on the previous play, you run that little quick fullback hit right there. It works nearly all the time for 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, I actually say it's going to be at the 23, so gain of about 8. And it'll bring up second down in a couple. Lobos methodically marching down the field here. Second down in a couple at the 23-yard line. Tatum's a deep back. He'll get the handoff right up the middle. Stops, breaks to the outside, and is knocked down across the 15-yard line. Big hit at the end of that play, knocking him to the ground by Hayden Al-Nasri, a junior lineman. But it's another first down for the Lobos.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got an injured Bronco down. Tell you what, if you're wondering why people are so sweet on Taylor Tatum, why so many schools want him to come play for them, he's a class of 2024 kid. But that's a perfect example of an I-back not having to take it to the house to be impressive. Just gently moved to the outside, found the lane, and maximized the run.
Yeah, he's got 21 offers from colleges, and the list is too long to name them all, but highlighting them. USC, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Oregon, Baylor, Michigan State, Auburn, Ole Miss, SMU, TCU, and from Jeff Traylor, our buddy down at the University of Texas San Antonio, have all offered Taylor Tatum already, and this is the first game of his junior year at high school.
Well, a couple of guys from our youth, John McKay and John Robinson, would have loved to have a back like Taylor Tatum. He is the consummate eye back, and so unfortunately right now we're having to take a few minutes here. It looks like number 10 for the Broncos, that's Hayden Jenkins, who's down, and they're attending to him.
Yeah, junior defensive lineman. They're light on the defense already. They only had 2 starters back from last year's team. They are Brett Burton, the safety, and Andre Dawson, one of the linebackers. So they are really not filling folks in. They are having to find folks to replace last year's graduating class. And Hayden Jenkins is one of those guys. He'll be replaced by a 94 Carson Denning. The junior is going to check in. So it'll be first down at the 14-yard line. Minute 2 left in this first quarter. Lobos struck first, 82-yard pass from Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale. Broncos answered with a 27-yard field goal to make it a 7-3 ball game. And now we're back to live action. Jordan Allen under center.
Washington in the I-back position.
And this is Allen keeping it himself, and he'll get drugged down after maybe a yard or so gain, not much more. Jake Park on the tackle. And it'll be second down 7.
We talked about the extra 20 pounds. That's where it can certainly pay off. Jordan Allen, big enough, strong enough to move the pile a little bit that time. Followed the fullback into the hole. Didn't get a lot out of it, but that's the kind of thing that keeps the defense honest.
We may be coming down to the last play of the quarter. We're coming under 20 seconds left in this first quarter. Allen back under center, and he's going to go up and pass. Throws one toward the back of the end zone, little contact, but Hale goes up and takes the ball away from the corner, Christian Turner, for his second touchdown of the quarter. It comes with 12 seconds left to play in quarter number 1, and it's a 13-3 lead for Longview.
Well, I got a feeling we're going to see that play a lot this year. If you're going to leave corners out there in first and go, second and go situations inside the 10 alone with Jalen Hale, it's easy pickings. Throw it high, he's most likely to be the one to go up and get it.
All right, Michael Fields on for the point after try to make it a 14-3 lead. Here comes the kick. That's on the way. It's good. Lobos up by 11 with 12 seconds left to play in this first quarter on the 11-yard touchdown pass from Allen to Hale. We'll take a break. We're coming right back on Longview Game Day.
Howdy, East Texas. Neil McCoy here for Patterson Nissan in Longview, home of the free lifetime warranty. Shopping for a pre-owned vehicle has never been easier. Just head over to PattersonCars.com and you'll find over 1,400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, many certified pre-owned and backed by the Patterson Lifetime Warranty. And you can buy with confidence because each one has to pass a 167-point inspection before it's listed for sale. Log on and find your new-to-you pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at PattersonCars.com.
Well, it's a 10-play, 75-yard drive that gets capped off by the 11-yard touchdown reception from Jalen Hale. 2 drives for the Lobos. They've had 15 plays. They've gone 172 yards. And this first quarter of the season opener has been almost perfect.
Frank's trying to tell us something here, but either way, we're not surprised by anything from Jalen Hale. I'll tell you what, thus far, the quarterback's been the story tonight. Allen looks way ahead of where he was a year ago at this time.
Much embattled last year, had to share time with Josh Thomas, lost that job after being the starter as a sophomore. Jordan got to start early in things, and then lost it to Josh late. But with Josh graduated, it is Jordan's team now, and it looks it. He looks so confident. Here's the kick by Fields. This is going to come down to the 6-yard line. That is not going to get past the 20 again on the tackle this time. On the return this time is Joel Hatton, the senior defensive back, and he gets blown up by Brendan Reese. And it'll again be a long field for McKinney Boyd.
Tell you what, 2 of the kicks have been stellar. The other one was not so good, but that time Fields did a great job. Not only is he kicking it down around the 5, he's putting it in the corner. That quadrant makes it so much easier to cover kicks when you can do that.
All right, so with just 8 seconds left to play in this quarter, it'll be first down McKinney Boyd at their 17-yard line. It's not been a bad start for Ryan Shackleton. His defense, though, can't stop Longview. First down, they'll hand off. That's Sheldon King going far side to the left, and he's not going to get to the 20 as Willie Nelson comes up to throw him to the ground, and that's how the first quarter is going to end. So the Lobos with a 14-3 lead at the end of the quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll start the second quarter in just a couple on Longview Game Day.
Printing your photos just got easier. Just pick your size, color, and favorite photo, and we'll do the rest. Because your unforgettable moments are meant to be framed.
Over the last 10 years, our office has achieved many record verdicts and settlements. Our commitment has always been to outwork and outfight any opponent we have in whatever courtroom we find ourselves in.
At Godarzi & Young, we have settlements and verdicts that are unmatched. Whether you come face to face with the corporation or an insurance company, they know that if they don't justly compensate our clients, they're going to have to face the Godarzi & Young trial team in the courtroom.
A dominating first quarter so far for the Lobos. They had the ball for just shy of 8 of the 12 minutes. They come away with 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdown drives, and will flip the field. It'll be second down and 7 for the McKinney Boyd Broncos at the 20-yard line. And we'll get to see this side of the offense for a minute. We've been looking at the right side. Now we'll get to see the left side. We'll start with Ryan Shackleton at quarterback. He's got King next to him. He fakes one to King. He's in trouble. Gets away from one defender. Now a smart little toss out to King at the 30. Breaks the tackle and goes to the 40-yard line. I'll tell you what, that's some pretty heady play by the quarterback, Ryan Shackleton.
Kind of just shot put it over the head of the defender that time. Got flush from the pocket, but he remained cool, and really nice play to get this drive going. We talked about the fact that Chase Smith has moved from safety to linebacker. You will notice he's lining up on the slot receiver. His history at safety makes him capable of covering a slot guy.
So a 21-yard gain on that, and it's first down at the 41-yard line. Broncos again looking middle of the field, just out of the reach of Ben Podor, the intended target. They're trying to run that little skinny post. It's incomplete, second down and 10.
Yeah, I'm afraid if he'd put any air underneath that, Willie Nelson was coming, and Willie had a really good look at it. And so I think quarterback understood, I don't have time to float this thing out there. And so he rifled it and underthrew it just a bit.
Willie with 8 picks last year, dropped a potential interception in the end zone the first quarter of this one. We may come to the end of this game, and it could be a Longview blow, and I think Willie's going to remember the ball hit him in the breadbasket.
You'll have other opportunities.
Third play of this second quarter. 14-3 Lobos. Shackleton keeping himself. We got flags and play stopped, and looks like maybe motion on the Broncos.
Yeah, and if you're the Broncos, that's the last thing you want, is to let the Lobos pin their ears back and come after you on a 2nd and 15, but it looks like that's going to be the case.
Yep, move them back another 5. And the Longview defense is really going to be teeing off now.
Now, if you're Coach Clark, you may want to think screen or draw play here.
Back at the 36-yard line, second down 15. been keeping that clock running. I'm a little surprised by that. They didn't stop that thing at all. That was a dead ball. They kept running the clock. This ball tipped, and another one in and out of Willie's hands. It got tipped at about the 45-yard line. Chase Smith back there got a hand on it, deflected just enough to change the trajectory, and Willie's got two now. That could have been.
Well, and I'm going to defend him a little on that one because he was already lowering the shoulder in anticipation of the receiver catching the football. You cannot always anticipate that your defender up front of you is going to get a finger on the ball. That time, Willie thought the ball was coming in. He was about to level the receiver as the ball got there when it came off the fingertips once again in the old breadbasket.
All right, so we'll try it again. 3rd down and 15 now. Shackleton's got to get that ball across the 50-yard line. And it sounded like a whistle didn't go that way. Shackleton turning back the other way, finds King. Defenders are there, and he's not going to get away at the 31-yard line. And really busting that up was Tadarian Boone. He didn't get the tackle, but he was the guy out there that slowed things down. It'll be 4th down and 20.
Little throwback screen. We thought they might be tempted to screen or draw on 2nd and long. Instead, they decided to go with it on 3rd and long. Had the one offensive lineman escorting him, but not nearly enough for all the Lobos in the neighborhood.
All right, well, if McKinney Boyd was going to have a chance, they're going to have to keep up. And right now they're falling behind. They can't stop the Lobos. Here comes the punt. This one's an end-over-end kick that's through the hands of Willie Nelson. He's having that kind of day. Longview still can't find it, and it's McKinney Boyd that'll fall on it at the 10-yard line on the 4th and 21. That becomes, in effect, a 60-yard penalty or 60-yard gain for McKinney Boyd. I'll get it right. A 60-yard gain for McKinney Boyd on the muffed punt.
Tell you what, we've seen Willie Nelson before. He's very risk-taking on punt returns. That's when he should have had the fair catch-up. Should have either let it go or fair caught it, but he was trying to make a play on an end-over-end kick, which is always difficult to handle, and he made a poor choice that time, and it's going to cost the Lobos here early in field position. We'll see if it cost them points as well.
Well, it's going to be 1st down at the 10. Just as I'm talking about, Boyd's got to keep up or they're going to get blown out. They get a break. First one for them. Shackleton trying to get it to King, too low at his feet. Pressure all over him from the Lobos. Jeremiah Rugley there. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Same play we saw him open the last series with, or the last possession with, where he kind of shot putted it over the defensive end's head. That time wasn't able to get his feet set enough to do so, and made a poor pass.
So it's 2nd down and 10 with 9:45 left to play here in this first half. And actually they're going to say 2nd down and goal. Ball sitting on the stripe on the 10-yard line. So it's got to be in the end zone. Hand off to King, trying to find a lane to the right, makes the cut and gets into the end zone. Well, the Lobos handed them free 6 points on the muff, and the defense could not shut the door, and it's now a 14-9 game.
Tough that time. You go back to the possible interception they don't get. You go back to the mishandled punt return. All of a sudden, what looked to be an opportunity for the Lobos to stretch this thing out early allows the Broncos right back in it.
All right. On for the point after try, Caleb Simbebwa. And the kick is up. Boy, he pounds that one through. Make it a 14-10 ball game. With 9:40 left to play in the first half, Lobos lead cut down to 4 here on Longview Game Day.
And now at OR, we want to buy your used vehicle and we'll give you guaranteed top dollar for yours. And if you prefer to trade, even better, with massive savings on every new vehicle at OR Cadillac GMC in Longview.
All right, welcome back. 9:40 left to play in this first half, and uncharacteristic first about 15 minutes for Willie Nelson. A couple of potential interceptions. He could have had a muffed punt, and you almost feel a little bit like that last one he didn't catch led to maybe taking a little too much of a chance on the punt return. I'm going to get it back now, and maybe a little too much.
Well, having seen him play his sophomore year, we talk about he likes to take a risk. He breaks on balls. He fields punts probably in traffic that he shouldn't try to field and return. But that's just part of his game. It's one of the things that makes him attractive at the next level. But at times, things like this are going to happen.
All right, 14-10. Boyd got a break. They took advantage of it. See if the Lobos can answer. Zimbabwe's kick a line drive, caught at the goal line by Hale. He'll come out to the 10, 15, 20, and will fall forward to just shy the 25-yard line, about the 24, and that's where the Lobos will take over with 9:34 left to play in the first half.
Big moment here. We've talked about how good Jordan Allen's looked. Important time. We got 9:34 left, as you mentioned. 4-point game. A real opportunity for him to show senior leadership, settle this team down, and get another drive going.
All right, Jordan Allen. They'll spread him out again. Hale's going to be in the slot to the left. First down, handoff up the middle. Elijah Johnson across the 35 to the 38-yard line. And that's a nice way to start the drive. Pick up on the play of 13.
Well, Elijah earns these carries. He's that guy in the eye that has to do the blocking, gets that occasional little pop handoff. But when they go into these split back formations of the shotgun, he's very capable of breaking off a big run like he did just then.
Elijah got 14 on the carry. So first down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Back to the ground, back to Johnson, trying to get away from defenders and cannot. He's going to get taken down for a loss that time as we got a handful of red jerseys again. Leading the way is safety Brett Burton. Burton led the team in returners coming back for tackles. He had 66 last season. That's going to be a loss of 3 back to the 35-yard line.
Lobos go back to the same well once again. That time the Broncos had seen it, and Tatum was not in the backfield that time, so they did not see him as a threat.
All right, second down, back to pass, in some trouble. Allen's going to roll, tosses sideline, incomplete. No receiver within about 10 yards of that, and it's going to bring up third down.
He's out of the tackle box there, and so he's just got to get that ball downfield and get rid of it. And so no threat of a penalty. Good decision. We talk about him being a senior. He's had a couple of years of experience off and on being the starter. That time he realized his one option was double covered. He simply dumps it out of bounds and lives to play again on third down.
The guy you saw chasing him, number 0, is Creed Butler, senior linebacker for the Broncos. Not seen a return back of Hayden Jenkins, who left with looked like a leg injury early in the game.
We're going to get another timeout.
Yeah, and an unhappy Coach King right now.
Well, once again, a little slow to get out of the huddle, as we saw previously when Coach King burned his first time out. You got to have enough time to get to the line and get set and get your play executed. King felt like it was important enough, even though it's a third and long, to use that second timeout and give his team an opportunity to get set. One would think at this point the Broncos are going to have 2 people in the vicinity of one Jalen Hale.
You would think. Let's talk about the offensive line for a minute. We don't have Blair Williams out there today. He's been dinged up in practice. So they've replaced the 325-pound Williams at right guard with the 235-pound Jacoby Watts. You lose 90 pounds of beef on that line just on that one move, but the junior Watts is going to be asked to fill that spot. The other linemen, impressive weight gains. We talked about Jordan Allen putting on 20 pounds. So did Jax Norman in the offseason. He comes in weighing 245 at left tackle. And Tavion Morgan, the center, is at 285 now. He was 250 last season. He's put on 35 pounds. So you can get back into that lineup at some point in time, Blair Williams. You really fill out that offensive line for the Lobos. All right, third down, rather, excuse me. Allen in trouble. He's going down, and he gets dropped in the backfield. Hudson Piner, the senior linebacker, number 12, gets the sack, and the Lobos are going to have to punt for the first time tonight.
They brought 3 extra defenders on the rush that time, all from the left side, and really the Lobos had no answer for it. It started with number 25, Dawson. They were able to pick him up, but 2 other defenders came inside of him, and it was easy pickings to get to Allen.
So Piner gets the sack, and it's time for the Lobos to have to punt. Michael Fields coming on, and let's see, back deep for Boyd. They've got number 5, Caleb Hensley, one of their receivers, standing at about the 39-yard line. First punt of the year for Michael Fields. Gets this one away, spiral, doesn't turn over, and Hensley will make the fair catch at the 37-yard line. And with 7:22 left to play in the first half, that's where the Broncos will start.
Well, he'd seen Willie Nelson mishandle the previous punt. He wasn't going to have any part of trying to return that, and he threw the hand up on the fair catch signal early, and the Broncos have a chance now to try to take the lead.
Which is almost inconceivable about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Looked like the Lobos were about to try to get it down to a 3-score lead, and instead it's a 14-10 ball game.
Well, Lobos got a lot of guys back on this defense, and they expected to step up on occasions just like this.
All right, first down, 37-yard line. Shackleton handing off to King, gets around the defender's area, Shepard, and thrown to the ground with impunity by Tadarian Boone, the linebacker.
No impunity, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, either way, it's a 2-yard loss, and that did not work like the Broncos had envisioned.
Second down and 12, 2-yard loss back to the 35-yard line. 55 is Zarius Shepard. He had quite a streak of sacks last season. He's one of the returning defensive linemen. He, O'Marion Watkins, and Billy Smith, really the returners this year. Back to pass. Shackleton, Shepard at his feet, usually given chase. Ball's going to be thrown out of bounds into the bench area of the Broncos, and it's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, we're going to have a penalty, I believe, maybe on the bench here. We'll see. It was a late call from the line judge. We'll see what exactly the call is.
6:38 left to play in the half. The officials discussing it. Flags on the Longview side of the field.
I don't know if that's something Coach King lobbied for and got, or that he or one of his staff members got called for something, but it was a late flag from right in front of the bench.
And of course the referee's looking in the other direction. Looks like a illegal block on the play.
And that may be just something that Coach King and his staff said, hey, did you see that? And the official on the near side did see it, even though it wasn't in front of him, and they're going to take the penalty.
Well.
You say, why do you take the penalty there? You already have 3rd and long. When it's a 15-yarder like that, and you've got a chance to really flip this field, knowing you're going to be able to go after them on a pass rush here on 2nd and long. Once again, we talk about the possibility of screens and draws.
All right, well, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 22 back at the 25-yard line. 3 receivers for the Broncos. See if they go screen. They go draw instead to King. King trying to outrun defenders. He gets by 1, but is escorted out of bounds by Curry after a few yards. Let's see what he got, about 3 on that. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 19.
Curry playing that opposite safety from Willie Nelson. Very active early in the early goings here of this one. We got 6:31 left in the half. Still a 4-point lead for the Lobos.
Haven't really talked much about Buda Garrett, number 10 out there. He's been fairly quiet to start things. And let's see, the Lobos making any personnel change? Nope, same 11 out there. So on 3rd down and 19. We're getting ready to bring some pressure. Brooks coming. They flush the quarterback middle of the field. Catches the ball at the 38. Now trying to fight to get to the first down. Not quite going to get there is Tyler Hall, the sophomore tight end. He had to get up near the 47-yard line. He made it to the 45, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 3.
Robbie Clark's got a non-district ball game out here tonight. Let's see if he feels like he's going to gamble early in this one. May just come to the line and try to draw the defense off
5:59 left and counting in this first half. Ball's at the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and a couple. They can get to the 47 for the first down.
Yeah, they're going to let it run down and take a timeout here, and then maybe they'll let it run down, not take the timeout, and just let the punter on. They are going to take the timeout.
Yeah, they're going to do that. They'll take the break instead then. 5:40 left to play in the half. 14-10 Lobos with the lead. Back here in 30 seconds on Longview Game Day.
At Godarzi and Young, we take things more seriously.
Every case that's handled at our office is handled by a team. That work and dedication has caused our office to recover more record verdicts and settlements than any other law firm in Northeast Texas.
It is our obligation to make sure our client has the financial backings and the manpower to be successful.
We are exactly who we say we are. We're trial lawyers who've gotten results year in, year out.
All right, we welcome you back. Season opener of the 2022 season started great for the Lobos. Had 2 scores on the first 2 drives. Since then, a muffed punt, a short drive, and a punt back to the Broncos. And all of a sudden, Mckinney Boyd's facing a 4th down and 2. And you hate to say big plays, but this is a pretty big play for a first half of this ball game.
They send the punting unit out after thinking about it.
And so far, the Lobos aren't showing a punt returner.
Willie'll drop back here at the last second. This is the part of the field where you do sometimes think about the fake punt, and you got to remember you cannot jump off sides.
A little confusion by the Lobo defense. They don't drop anybody back, and they'll let Hoyle punt this one unencumbered. Long punt, takes a big bounce and gets its way into the end zone. That was almost a really good play by Boyd. They just got one bounce too many, and that would be one of those thank you turf bounces that helped the Lobos out a bunch.
Tell you what, if he comes back to the Broncos getting the ball back in this half, that could be a significant timeout that they use there to just go over there and think about it and punt the football.
All right, so Longview is going to get the ball out to the 25-yard line. Excuse me, 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10. And they'll get that with 5:30 left to play in the half. Under center, Jordan Allen. Hale's the man in motion. 1st down, handoff, Taylor Tatum. Got a little seam and got upended. Ball came up and it looked like it hit the turf.
Yeah, turf contact caused the fumble.
Yeah. So a 5-yard gain for Taylor Tatum. And we got a flag down back in the backfield behind the play at about the 15-yard line.
We'll see what the call is in the backfield, but it looked to us like the turf caused the fumble.
Lobos have, they're going over to talk to the, let's see, you're going to go talk to the sideline for the Broncos, and of course they'll say we'll take off the 5-yard gain and subtract the 10-yard penalty on the Lobos.
Unfortunate holding call here as this drive is going to start now 1st and 20 to go.
Back at the 10-yard line. All right, well, again, things were going swimmingly, and all of a sudden, not so much. Longview may have lost a little focus here, getting out so quickly, and now they're going to try to figure out a way to get it back. So 1st down, 20-yard line at the 10. Jordan Allen in the spread again. Back to pass. Out to Hale. Catches it at the 14. Goes out of bounds before he gets to the 20. Maybe right on the 20. They about got that 10 yards back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
No surprise. Soft coverage from the corner that time. They didn't want Hale to beat them deep. Allen comes to the line, sees the soft coverage, and just throws a short pass that Hale's able to stretch into a 10-yard gain.
Hale 4 catches, 113 yards, and a couple of touchdowns so far. Clock running. Actually, it stopped at the 4:57 mark. He went out of bounds. So 2nd down and 10 now for Longview. At the 20. Back to the ground they go, and that's going to be a few. 23-yard line, it looks like. Short pickup that time.
Looks like Johnson once again.
Elijah Johnson in there on the carry, and that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 8.
That time they had both backs in the backfield, Tatum and Johnson, in that split back set out of the gun. We'll see if they can bring Tatum back out to the slot again. A couple times tonight they've had Tatum in the slot. Remind you, last time a similar situation, Broncos came with a big blitz.
And indeed, they've got him in the slot to the left. Back to pass, Allen. Looking, running. He's got to get to the 30. He's got that more. Out of bounds across the 35, up to the 37-yard line. Heady play, 15-yard run for the quarterback.
Yeah, Allen caught the defense with their heads turned in the opposite direction, took off, got the first down. Good job by him, avoided any contact.
The clock stops rather with 4:07 left to play in the half. Longview's got 1 timeout left, so does Boyd. They'll split right out far left this time. More traditional I formation for the Lobos, and they go back to the ground to Tatum. A little trouble in the backfield. He's trying to break out of it and just cannot. Held on to and finally dumped by Al-Nasri. And now we got a late flag that comes in, and that looks like it's on Boyd. And the bad news is Tatum gets up a little bit gingerly.
Yeah, he's looking at the coach and asking for somebody to take his place onto the field. Let's see what the call is.
No gain on the play. Running the football. Clock stops 3:54, but there's a flag down. It'll be a dead ball call, and that'll be a personal foul against Mckinney Boyd.
Good news is Tatum goes to the water. He doesn't go sit down. Trainer walked over there with him, and he went straight to the water instead to get his body examined by the trainer.
A personal foul will tack on 15 yards, and the ball's going to be across the 50-yard line at the 49 of Mckinney Boyd.
Tatum gets his helmet back on, gets ready to go back in.
Oh, somebody got a different snap count than what the rest of the team believed.
He had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Lobos jump off sides or start too early that time and cross the line of scrimmage, so we'll run down again. And once again, the Lobos just cannot enjoy prosperity.
Yep. 5 yards backward, so you get 15 forward, you go 5 yards backward. And back to the 46 now of Longview.
Seeing Darden Borg, how do you pronounce this? I'm getting close on that.
What am I looking at?
Number 81 there. Borg.
Oh, yeah. All right, back to pass. Allen's got Hale. And Hale's still up on his feet, stays in bounds. Now they said he stepped out of bounds back at the 43-yard line. That right foot just squeezed the sideline after a gain of, 11 yards. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, some of his jersey, or maybe he's got an undershirt on or something there that's hanging from the back. Looked like he got ripped away a little bit on that play. Almost looks like he's out there playing flag football.
So it actually is 2nd down now, and about 4. Back to the ground they go. Tatum, who just came out, comes back in and nothing doing. Right now the Longview Lobos are having a little trouble blocking up front. Andrew Dawson, rather. I'm thinking the old Chicago Cub. Andrew Dawson was the first one there to put the hit on Tatum, and it's going to bring up 3rd down now. Back to 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Tatum losing his headgear is going to require him to go set a play or at least step off the playing field. 3rd and 3 here. This could probably be 4-down territory if you decide. Probably a yard or 2 gain would make it a little easier decision for John King.
Angel Ramos came in for extra blocker. Elijah Johnson in the backfield. You kind of figure it's him who's going to get it. Nope, Allen's going to pass. Got a man. That's caught in the flat. DK Reese with the catch and the 1st down across the 35 to the 34-yard line. They'll move the chains.
Ball got out there in a hurry, made it an easy play for Reese.
And that'll bring it up to the 34-yard line, and it'll be 1st down.
2:38 to go, clock running. Still a lot of time for the Lobos. They got the 1 timeout.
They're leading 14-10. over the McKinney-Boyd Broncos. Driving now, and now we've again got a whistle, and we're going to have a flag, a timeout rather, by McKinney-Boyd. They'll burn their third and final timeout. That comes with 2:25, and we're just going to stay here as we get ready to count down the end of this first half.
Well, that's when the DC probably saw something he was not prepared for and decided there's no reason to take that timeout to the half with him. So he called the timeout and let his defense realign. You would expect the Lobos to come out maybe with a little different look.
Longview jumped out to a 14-point first quarter, 14-3 lead after a first drive 82-yard touchdown reception by Jalen Hale from Jordan Allen. Field goal made it 7-3. Second touchdown reception by Hale, this time from 11 yards, made it a 14-3 lead. A muff punt by Willie Nelson led to a 10-yard touchdown run by the tailback for the Broncos, Sheldon King, and that's where we've been, 14-10 since early in this second quarter.
Well, we watched the field goal kicker Michael Fields warm up. He was not having his best warm-up ever. He was not particularly accurate in warm-ups, but probably need another 15 yards before Coach King would consider sending him out.
And I'll tell you what, the sun's starting to go down, and it is a welcome change. We got here around 5 o'clock, 5:30, and it was about 94 degrees and hotter down in that field. I sat on the second row from the field, and it was hot down there. Sun's just about completely gone, and things are starting to cool off a little bit. All right, we'll try it again. First down, 10, 34-yard line. Allen back to pass, three-step drop, looking to his right. Toss is caught over there. That's Reese again down at the 20-yard line for a gain of 14 and another first down.
Tell you what, not only is Allen looking considerably better than a year ago, both with his throws and his confidence, he's getting the ball out quickly and accurately, and so that's what you want from your quarterback.
2:14, actually, they're again winding things up. 2:10 and counting here in the half. Allen with one guy in the backfield near him. Back to pass again. Same thing this time. It's Hale over there. Gain of about 4. That's actually right, for a gain of about 4, maybe 5, and they'll mark him at the 16-yard line for a gain of 4. Second down and 6.
One would think they're well within Fields' field goal range at this point. Probably want to stay on that right side of the field if they end up having to kick the football, because we saw in warm-ups it tend to look a little better from that right hash.
Clock keeps rolling, 1:30 left to play in the half. This time they're going to Johnson on the handoff. Makes a great move in the backfield to avoid one and then a second defender, but it slowed him down. He gets across the 15 to the 14, maybe the 13, and it's going to bring up third down in about 3.
Got plenty of time to run a play. You got the one timeout if you need to stop the clock. Tatum's going to check back in as Reese steps to the sideline. 20 seconds left on the game. On the play clock.
We're under a minute left in the game now for this half. Taylor Tatum deep in the eye again. Third down and 3. They're going to try to pick up this first down right up the middle. Tatum's got that. He's inside the 5, and it's going to be first and goal with 46 seconds left.
That clock will be stopped now because of the first down, so you got a moment here. You may also have a McKinney-Boyd player slow to get up, but right now, clock is stopped, play clock is running. Allen will bring him to the line.
46 seconds in the game clock. They'll wind the clock now. First down and goal at the 5. Tatum again, up the middle, touchdown Lobos. With 37 seconds left to play in the half, Taylor Tatum gets his first score of the season, and the Lobos, after a little lull, are back up by 10, 20-10.
Tell you what, really impressive drive that time. Even though they shot themselves in the foot again a couple times and had to start with a lot of yards to gain on first down, Allen did a really good job of dissecting the defense as they gave him cushions and allowed him to throw little out passes to move the chains.
Point after by Fields is up and good. 21-10 the score with 37 seconds to play in the half. We'll take a break. We're coming right back to Longview Game Day.
Don't fumble when you're looking for your next trailer. At RJ Trailers, we got the hookup. Cargo Mate, Hallmark, Text Line, Diamond C, We've got the inventory selection to get you into the end zone. Snap into savings with R&J Trailers. Don't pass up on the best deals around. R&J Trailers in Longview and online at rnjtrailers.com. We've got the hookup.
Well, it ended up being 12 plays worth. And I started at the 20, got all the way pushed back to the 10 on the first play of the drive, but in effect they traveled 90 yards in those 12 plays. They did that in 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and the Lobos, as a result, have a 21-10 lead. And the big three on offense have delivered so far tonight. Taylor Tatum with his first touchdown. Jalen Hale's got 4 catches, and not to forget Jordan Allen, because Jordan Allen's having himself a pretty nice first half as well. Allen 11 of 13, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
If Allen continues to look this good, we might have to start seeing the big 4.
All right, Michael Fields on for the kickoff. Little breeze blowing here in McKinney now, down inside the 5-yard line. That's King bringing it out, and still on his feet, crossed the 30 and pushed out of bounds. That is
Chase Smith.
By Chase Smith. Chase Smith's the one that hit him. You're pointing up 3, and I'm like, yeah, I know that was King. You're saying R3. That was Chase Smith on the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Smith. He had gotten by the initial coverage people, and Smith did a great job of peeling back and knocking him out of bounds.
Tell you what, a little front feels like it's blowing in on us right now.
Yeah, and an ominous-looking cloud headed this direction, so those of us who are hooked up to electricity in the open air are getting just a wee bit nervous at this point.
Yeah, no, it's more than a wee. It's more than a wee bit.
That's the wee going down my leg if that dark cloud gets any closer.
It's getting close, and it's getting windy. You're hearing a lot of wind in our microphones. 21-10, 31 seconds left to play in this first half. Shackleton back to pass. Nope, handed off to King, and King's going to get dropped at the 38-yard line. Hanging on for dear life is Kadarian Boone with another first half tackle, and it's probably going to be the last play of the half.
Remind you, Broncos have no timeouts, and so we'll see if they just run another one to pad the stats or not.
Yeah, there's 9, 8, and counting. And they're looking like they want timeout, but they're not going to get that.
I think that's a hand motion.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter because the clock runs down to 0, and that'll end the first half. So the Lobos start on fire like you would expect the number 1 team to. Kind of got knocked back on their heels for a little bit, and they've responded with a late touchdown to make it a 21-10 lead. And they run to the locker room, A, hoping to avoid any storm that may be blowing in, and B, to figure out what they got in the bottle between those 3 impressive drives and see if they can't keep them going in half number 2. Tell you what, we'll take a timeout. We may have to move equipment out of the way, but we'll take a break. We'll come back in a little bit here on Longview Game Day.
Howdy, East Texas. Neil McCoy here for Patterson Nissan in Longview, home of the free lifetime warranty. Shopping for a pre-owned vehicle has never been easier. Just head over to PattersonCars.com and you'll find over 1,400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, many certified pre-owned and backed by the Patterson Lifetime Warranty. And you can buy with confidence because each one has to pass a 167-point inspection before it's listed for sale. Log on and find your new-to-you pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at PattersonCars.com.
Now we're turning your 30 sprint routine to field